Hello, I'm Barry Krueger. Thank you for joining us today. You've heard the phrase, the eagle has landed? Not today. Today, the goose has landed. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. Stay tuned. Well, welcome to Barry's Thoughts in March 2020. And we'll see the Russells in a few minutes, but right now, I want to talk about Goose Creek candles. No, the eagle has not landed, the goose has. Back when I was in junior high, I loved candles. I remember my first two candles were a strawberry vanilla and a banana musk. I think it was called a black banana. And it was the fall or early winter of 1968. In fact, I can even remember what records I was playing at the time I was burning these candles. Isn't that weird how you can remember things from that long ago? I was playing Daydream Believer by the Monkees and Abraham, Martin, and John by Dion while I was burning these candles. And that's the only ones I really remember until later on. But anyway, I've always been a fan of candles, how nice they make the place smell. But then, it gets too sickening. You got to turn them off or you get a headache. But I have found, after years of buying Yankee candles, I have found a company that I like much better. They generally have 2-wick instead of 1. Some of them on the smaller candles are soy-based and have 3-wick, and they are very strong. You have to watch it because you have that burning for 3 or 4 hours and your head spins. But I just want to talk quickly about some of these scents that are fantastic. My 3 favorite ones I have highlighted back here. Those being Dutch Stroopwafel, which is that Dutch crispy cookie. I swear it smells exactly like it. In fact, when I put some of these candles up to my dog's nose, they want to eat it. They start trying to bite into it. They think it's food. That's how authentic and how good they smell. So the Dutch Stroopwafel, that's one of mine. Another is almost an esoteric smell. It's called Sunday Drive, and when I smell it, oh my gosh, it actually reminds me, this is very sad, but I got this about the time I lost my Jack Russell Terrier Murphy. So when I smell this, I think of those last days with him, but it's also such a wonderful scent. And they have such nice, artwork on the front of them. This one has a lady hanging her straw hat out of a car as they drive by a poppy field. But what this smells like, and it's hard to describe, it's like raspberry, vanilla, and mint with something else in there too. So it's really interesting. Oh, another thing with these candles. I only buy them when they're on sale, and they're on sale all the time. $9.99, $10.99. So I never pay more than $9 or $10 for one of these. If you go to a Yankee candle store, which there aren't too many of those left anymore, I don't even know if there's any of them left anymore, but they were running $18, $20, $24 for one jar. You could get specials if you bought more than 2 or 3, but these are really good priced. I buy them all online. It's goosecreekcandle.com, singular, goosecreekcandle.com, and I'm not getting any kind of money back by talking about this. I'm just real fond of these candles, and I wanted to talk about them on my YouTube page. The third one that's my favorite, and honestly, probably over half of these are my favorite, but I picked these 3 out specifically. My third one, excuse me, by the way, I have 81 candles here. Yeah, I know, I'm nuts. This one's called Pile of Leaves, and it has looks like an Irish setter on the front, or maybe a lab. I'm not sure what kind of dog that is. If it's not Jack Russell, I don't know what it is. But anyway, that's a wonderful scent. Just an absolutely wonderful scent. It reminds me of fall and sort of leaves, but there's something beyond with that, something that's eucalyptus or something added with that to give it a real twang. Goose Creek is also very seasonal. In other words, they come out with spring candles, Easter, summer, fall, Christmas, and Valentine's. Oh, and Halloween. I can't forget. In fact, let's look at the Halloween. Over here, there are some really interesting ones. I'm sure you all recall the movie Friday the 13th with Jason, where all the camp counselors and kids were slaughtered at a place called Crystal Lake in New Jersey. Well, this Halloween, they came out with Crystal Lake. And if you didn't know the background behind that, if you were just looking through the candles on the website, you go, oh, Crystal Lake, wonder what that. But if you smell it, it smells watery, you know, sort of like water with some other mysterious smell in there. I don't know if it's patchouli or if it's something musky or amber, but it's almost a spooky water smell. And then of course it's got a really interesting picture on it. It looks like an old house with a giant moon in the background. That's one. This one's called Witch's Cauldron, and it's heavy on the patchouli. Now, I love patchouli. Some people don't, but I love patchouli. I mean, I'm a child of I grew up in the 60s. I was a teenager in the 60s. Everything was patchouli, and that's really nice. Another real interesting one, this is called Poison Cupcake, and it smells like a real rich chocolate cupcake with almost a little bit of a citrusy or something fruit, maybe raspberry, something in the chocolate. Now contrast that with the latest one of the latest ones that came out this spring called Melt My Heart, which came out Valentine's Day. And it's very chocolatey too, but it smells more like a candy bar. This is the one that when I had the dogs smell it, they tried to bite into it. They thought it was candy. But it's really nice. There's so many here I don't even know where to begin to tell you, but some of these are just so nice. Like here's one, Breezy Tulips for the spring. You have to, it's 2 o'clock and all my clocks are going crazy, so I stopped a second ago, so pardon the ding-dings that are going on around the room. Breezy Tulips, that's really nice too. I mean, you burn this and it smells like you've got tulips in the house. Another one similar to that is called Blooming Harvest. This came out last fall. It smells just like mums. You think you've got a bouquet of mums in your house. But not only do they have the floral, they have a lot of the kind of food type candles. And I've already showed you the Dutch stroopwafel. Gosh, I don't even know where to begin with some of these. Let's see. This is a really nice, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. They call it sweet banana bread, and it is awesome. You burn this thing and you swear you've got banana bread baking in the oven. Oh, here's another nice autumn that came out last fall, Under the Oaks. Oh my gosh. I can just see myself lying under a big oak tree in the fall with all the yellow leaves, and of course that's what it looks like on the label. There are a couple here that are really noteworthy. One is Blueberry Cake Donut, which smells like blueberry cake donut. I also have, and I'm not going to try and ferret it out, figure out where it's at here, but I also have blueberry cheesecake, and it's fantastic. One of the new ones that just came out as far as food is called Sugar Donut, and it smells just like, it smells just like, I haven't burned that yet. You can see I haven't burned it yet, but it looks like one of those sugar powdered donuts. Smells just like that. I'm going to say looks like it. Well, the label looks like it, but it's really, really nice. Another new one that just came out is called Sweet Tea, and it smells like lemon tea, lemon iced tea. Actually, it's a little strong on the lemon, but it's okay. It's nice. And let's see, one of the other, oh, this one's fantastic. This is brand new too. Strawberry Pound Cake. And wow, I burned this last night for the first time, and I'm telling you what, it smells exactly like what the name says it is. It's wonderful. And these smaller ones, see the 3-wick? These are the soy-based. It's a lot softer wax. And you have to be careful because with 3 wicks, boy, we have a big house and it really fills it quickly. Most of it goes upstairs because we have a large spiral staircase here. It's almost like a rotunda, and everything goes right up that center area of the house. But it smells wonderful. Well, here's one from Christmas called Sparkling Woods. It smells like pine, and there's something else in there that makes it smell like you're outside in the ozone smell with the sky. I don't know what it is, but it's wonderful. Here's one of those that they give it a name and you can't really tell what you're smelling, but you know it's really nice. It's called Perfect Day. Wow. And again, I can't explain what it is. It's just wonderful. It's really fine. There's one called Bedtime Stories, which is really nice. Let's see. A lot of fruity ones. Blood Orange. Summer Slices, which is like a summer fruit salad type thing. Oh, one thing, I was afraid I was going to forget this one, but here it is. Grape Soda. And this is patterned after the Fanta grape, like there's Orange Crush and then there's Grape Crush, I guess. I kid you not. This smells just like if you stick your nose in a bottle of grape soda. That's exactly what you're going to smell. And I had a hard time getting this. They had been sold out for a while. I had to put my name on a waiting list. Yes, I'm crazy enough to put my name on a waiting list for a candle. And I finally got it. I was more interested in this than the Orange Crush because I have a couple orange candles here anyway, so for me, I didn't care about that so much. Let's see what else we have here. Cucumber Rain, which is very nice. It's another one of those that are sort of watery, like the Crystal Lake, but not spooky like that one. But you get that hint of cucumber in it, which makes it even fresher. One that's really nice for Christmas, we really haven't talked much about Christmas. Under the Mistletoe, this one's really nice. You can smell the pine, the holly, the cedar. It's got a lot of it's very woodsy. And again, it's a very pretty color with a nice label on it, One word about Yankee versus Goose Creek. Yankee Candle has a Christmas candle called Christmas Eve. And I have been using that since the early 2000s when it first came out. I think that's when it first came out. And I bought it a couple times on eBay for quite a bit of money because it was, at one time it was discontinued, and I think they've started it up, making it again. It's a combination of pine and cranberry, citrus, just about everything you can think of that makes Christmas, and it smells wonderful. So when I ordered this one called Tree Farm from Goose Creek, I had no idea really what it smelled like. If you go on the website, they sort of give you an idea of what scents they put into the different candles, like a top layer, mid layer, and a lower layer, base layer. So with this one, I thought, this sounds sort of like Christmas Eve. So I got it. Lo and behold, it is about 90%. It's almost identical to Christmas Eve. Yankee's just a little more citrusy, but this is very, very close. So close that I bought another one for next year. You can see I burned almost half of this. But Tree Farm is almost identical to Yankee's Christmas Eve. And one that I didn't want to forget to talk about was one called, if I can find it here, let's see. Here it is. This is really interesting that they would make something like this. This is a Halloween candle, another Halloween candle. It's called Trick or Treat. And you see the tree and the autumn sky with kids dressed up in their costume with their candy bag, Halloween candy bag. When you smell this, you remember when you were a kid and you opened up your candy bag after coming home from all the different houses that you got candy from, and you smelled all the different smells. You get the popcorn, candy corn, chocolate, apples, caramel, all those different smells. That's what this smells like. When you smell this, it smells like your Halloween candy bag. I mean, it's just, who would think it's come up with an idea like that? That's really, really something. There are a lot of Christmas ones I didn't talk about. Here's one called Winter Splendor. And that one's a light pine, airy, ozone-y type thing. A lot of times, it's funny, but the picture sort of matches the way it smells. That's amazing. Now, I know this pile of leaves, it doesn't smell like a dog. It just smells like a pile. It smells like leaves in the fall. There are a couple, and I won't lie to you, there are a couple I'm not real crazy about. There's one called, and it's funny because some people on the internet love this, but I'm not real crazy about it. It's It's called Crunchy Leaves. And what it smells like, it's one of the autumn fall scents. It smells like leaves, but it almost smells like fermented leaves. It has a little bit of that fermentation smell that you sometimes smell in the fall. And I guess I'm not real crazy about that. It's interesting, but it's not something that when I smell it, it's like, wow, that's really neat. It's more like, oh, okay, I get it, but that's not where I want to go, you know. So that's one I'm not crazy about. Here's one called Cozy Home, and this one I am crazy about. It's, I can't tell you, I can't explain what it is. It just smells wonderful. It's sort of cologne-ish, a little bit like cologne, but it goes beyond that. I can smell vanilla and maybe a touch of coconut in there, but it smells really nice. And its picture on the front is an inviting fireplace with a sofa in the foreground. That's nice. One other that I'm not real crazy about is, if I can find it, I think it's on this side. It's called Summer Moon, and it's a very pleasant smell. The only problem is it smells exactly like that Axe spray, body spray. It smells just like that. It's called Summer Moon. Now, I like the smell, but I don't want my house to smell like I've sprayed Axe all over it. That's what it sort of smells like, cologne. So that one I'm not crazy about. But you know, there's only 2 or 3 out of the 81 that I have that I'm not crazy about. It's not that I hate them, it's just that they're not fantastic. But most of these are fantastic. And we really don't have the time to go through them all. Here's one called Unicorn Candy. There's all kinds of scents in that. There's some kind of candy, sugar, vanilla, fruity. Can't explain it, but it's really, and of course it's got a really cute label for that one too. Let's see, let's just do 1 or 2 more. And Lilac Garden, this is wonderful. If you like the smell of lilac, this is, you have to be careful though, this one's really strong. You're not going to want to burn this more than an hour or 2 because it will fill your house. But it's a nice smell. It's a strong smell. Most of these are fairly strong. Oh, here's another one of my favorite. And this is strange because there's some people on the internet that really aren't crazy about this smell. But this is another one that reminds me back when, right before Murphy died. Sunday Drive and Stormfront, I think, were two of my first ones that I bought from Goose Creek. And it's got a really cool, it's got a tornado on the label. That's really neat. But this, it's, wow, I can't, they list jasmine as one of the ingredients in this, but I don't know if that's what I'm smelling or not. You smell it, it just sort of makes you feel weak in the knees. You know, it's like, whoa, what is that smell? It's wonderful. I think for me, it just brings back memories of those last few days with Murphy, which were really tough. But I love it. Stormfront, great label, great smell. But some of the people online, like I said, they weren't crazy about it. I think they didn't know what they were smelling because it's hard to describe what it is. All right, let's sort of wrap this up. Here's Bedtime Stories. It has a little child sleeping. That's one I was telling you about. Boy, there's a vanilla in that, but there's some other stuff going on too. That's really nice. I would encourage you to check out goosecreekcandle.com, singular. It's not Goose Creek Candles, it's goosecreekcandle.com online. So let's go now to the sofa and talk to the Russells. Well, here we are with the Power Russells. Up here on my shoulder is Tesla. And down here, which you can barely see, is Edison. And we're going to try out what I believe is a new flavor of Oreos, and it may not be, this may have been around a while, but they're called Latte Cremes, coffee-based, and they're really good. In fact, they're so good that I've eaten most of them. There's less than half left. Ooh, ha ha ha. All right, let's try some. I'll give a little bit to Edison. Edison, there's some for you. And there's a little piece for Tesla. And a big, of course, piece for Barry. And it's good, very good. And it's a thin, so if you're drinking coffee with it or milk, it really blends well because it's a thinner cookie. But it's very good. I recommend. And so does Edison, right? Okay. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed the Goose Creek review. I love Goose Creek candles. Well, I love candles, period. But I still have about 6 or 7 Yankee, my favorite Yankee. But they're slowly going away. It's Goose Creek all the way now. The Goose has landed. Thank you for being with us today. Everybody, hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Ah, you're taking it, you're taking it. Now it got your spit all over it, so you're gonna have to have some of that now. I don't want that with your spit. You crazy doggy.